Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to formally apologize for the events and conversations that have taken place last week on this podcast. I realize now, after watching your commentary, seeing your comments, the news articles, the outlets, the backlash, everything that me and my family have gone through in the last week, just was directly in response to our podcast episode. And so when I decided to have my ex-wife on the podcast with my ex-coworker who I cheated on her with at the time of our marriage on my podcast last week, we weren't thinking anything of it. We assumed that this was something that most couples in America go through. We assumed that people would relate to our story on a physical and emotional level. And for that, we fully understand that there are people who won't understand where we were coming from and why we felt it was necessary for me to have on my ex-wife, my current wife, and the woman I was having an affair with just only 3 months ago on the podcast together to, hash out our grievances and, of course, to emotionally and mentally move on from said actions of our past. And so I understand that a lot of people don't understand. We've lost subscribers, friends, family members. It is a situation where we are going to ride this train. We knew what we were doing when we did it, and that's all we can really say about it. We appreciate the love and support that we did get from our newfound audience, and who knows, maybe one day soon we'll have the girls back on the pod together. So please, by all means, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification, because you're not going to want to miss the relationships and the people that we are going to have on the podcast next week. I'm talking about my father and his 12 other lovers that he was stepping out on via my stepmom and their entire marriage. It's my father and all 12 of his affairs next week, only on this podcast.
What are we doing?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the What Are We Doing podcast. My name's Levi McCurdy, and this is episode 214. Listen, I apologize. I missed last week, okay? I was busy. October, naturally, as we cover every year on this pod, is my busy season, from working all day, every day during the week, to then weddings on the weekends, to podcasts, to meetings, to phone calls, to everything that falls in between. October tends to just be a crazy kind of month, and then into the November seasons that dies down. We still have some loose ends to tie up, and bada bing, bada boom. Last Friday was my last wedding of the year, so of course, we wrapped that up, and now here we are back again. And so if you haven't done so already, please, ladies and gentlemen, hit that thumbs up, hit the like, subscribe button, because 98% of you watching right now aren't subscribed for some reason. But hey, we'll make it happen, okay? It's one simple click. It's free. It doesn't cost anything. I'm not telling you to put in the credit. I'm just saying hit the free button and we're good to go. You know what I mean? That's value currency enough. Cash isn't real. Bitcoin's not real. It's Jeffrey Epstein. He's the creator of Bitcoin. That's why it's going to zero. I mean, wake up, sheeple!
What are we doing?
We'll get to it in a minute, but listen. When I told you a few weeks ago that a good friend of mine asked me to DJ his wedding, and I did, and as a gift of appreciation, he gifted me this gem mint graded Gengar Fossil First Edition Pokemon card. Months before that, I won a holo Articuno card on a Twitter giveaway, and that alone, those two micro events in my life, has kicked off what we are calling the official Levi Blackout of 2025. When I tell you that I discovered Whatnot.
What are we doing?
If you don't know what Whatnot is, it's the new eBay, okay? It's live, it's fast, especially for Pokemon cards. Sometimes it's only 3 to 10 seconds, starting at $1. Swipe, swipe, swipe. Get it for cheap. You got it. It's yours.
What are we doing?
The money instantly comes out of your account, it's done, and in 2 to 3 days, the Pokemon cards show up in your mailbox. It's addicting. Last week, for about 42 to 72 hours straight, I blacked out. I was on Whatnot live streams buying Pokemon cards left and right.
What are we doing?
If there weren't any bangers coming up, I'd swipe to the next one, swipe to the next one. There's a banger, get it. There's a banger, get it. Swipe to the next one, go back. I was like a crack addict in a freaking Las Vegas casino. It was a blackout moment. I don't remember conversations I had with Megs those last few days. I don't remember details of our upcoming trip this weekend that I gotta leave for in like 3 hours. I blacked out on Pokemon and Whatnot auctions.
What are we doing?
To the point, folks, where as of right now, listen, I haven't purchased Pokemon cards in probably 20 plus years. I haven't purchased Pokemon cards since like my parents were still married, took us to Ocean City, Maryland for a family vacation with my cousin and his parents, aunts and uncles, the whole 9 yards. Jeff and Sandy and the other gang of parents there bought us all a pack of Pokemon cards. I'm talking base set. I'm talking OG. This is 1999, 1998 times. They bought us a pack. I pulled nothing. My cousin pulls nothing. My sister pulls a holographic base set Charizard in a hotel motel in the middle of Ocean City, Maryland during our family vacation.
What are we doing?
So naturally, I offered her everything. I offered her my entire collection. I offered her my left arm. I offered her all my toys back at home, all the money I had in my pocket, which is about 37 cents. I offered her the sun and moon to make all of her wildest dreams come true. And did she say yes? No. Because out of spite, because I was her brother, I still am naturally, it's just whatever past tense. Out of spite, because I'm her brother, she gave it to my cousin.
What are we doing?
I still resent him to this day. Shout out to you, bro. Love you. But I still resent him for getting the Zard, and who knows what he's done with it. I highly doubt it's within his possession anymore. And so, I mean, it's been a minute since Pokemon has been a thing for me. I've obviously kept up with the releases and the mayhem that the scalpers are and the vending machines always being empty and the Walmarts and the limits and the lines and the fights. It's become just kind of an insufferable hobby. But when you just kind of want to tip your toes in the water and get like a bunch of like cheap and like but really good vintage, modern, promos, graded, whatever you're into, it's a gambit of anything and everything you can find on Whatnot. You inevitably will black out and end up ordering over $2,000 worth of Pokemon cards directly to the house.
What are we doing?
For the last 5 days, every day like clockwork around 1:30, 2 o'clock, the mail lady comes to my door and I listen and I hear beep, 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 because she has to scan every single one of my packages. And because I'm hot shit daddy fast fingers on the Whatnot app, I'm hopping in and out of multiple people's live streams within a 10-minute span of auctioning and buying things. It's the ADHD, keep up!
What are we doing?
And so I've got all different I got singles coming from one guy, multiples coming from another guy, mystery slabs coming from this guy, vintage coming from here, derps coming from here. I mean, it's basically the ultimate $2,000 Pokemon card collection. And so I am going to, right after this, film and release a bonus kind of Whatnot haul video where I'm going over every single one of the 280 plus Pokemon cards that have shown up in the last week And by the way, it's not even all of them.
What are we doing?
There's still, I think, maybe 50 to 100 more cards on the way. Okay, I've got a big Twitter order that just went through. I've got another Twitter giveaway that I won that's coming. I've got so many avenues of Pokemon cards. I'm daddy's gotta catch them all.
What are we doing?
It's kind of become a micro problem / obsession within my household. But at the end of the day, here's how you spin it with a wife. Most of the cards I bought cost me anywhere from 50 cents. I'm sorry. Most of the cards that showed up in the mail cost me anywhere from Zada Bip free. And by the way, some of those that are free are worth money. So I'm making money even off of the free ones, all the way up to 50 cents, $1, $3, $4, $5 at a time. So I only purchased a few grails and a few very kind of, not very expensive, but like upwards of like $80 to $100 cards, one or two of those. But it's worth it.
What are we doing?
I'm going to get them graded. They'll be worth more. It's a whole hustle. I'm ready. I think I'm going to start my own business. I have to now start a business. I have 200, 300 plus cards. I'm ready for a show. I can go to a show and sell these shits. I can start my own Whatnot channel. Who knows what the future holds? But I am now re-addicted to the Pokemon trading card game. I haven't gotten into buying them new yet because it's impossible to do and I don't want to wait in line at 6 a.m. I'd rather stay home and pay $2 to $3 for the chases that people spend $300 buying UPCs and bundle boxes and unopened packs to just waste 90% of those when on Whatnot, I've got like 6 to 10 of the current top cards in the most current set, Phantasmal Flames, and everything else that's come out in the last 6 months to 16 years ago in a box right over there. So be on the lookout. I'm dropping that on this channel, another bonus wellness kind of video this week for the channel. So you gotta stick around, check that out. There'll be a link in the description, up wherever it'll be. Or, of course, naturally, just go to wadpod.com, WAWDPOD.com. Every single video that we post, the Pokemon, this episode, the clips, everything automatically goes up there. Wadpod.com, WAWDPOD.com for the latest video. So if you want to watch that entire 200 plus card Whatnot haul, over $2,000 worth of Pokemon cards so far have showed up. There's even more on the way. Click the link, wadpod.com. So, you know what I mean? You got it. They're on the desk. I don't know if I probably copped them out, but we've got so many ranges from base set. I've got a whole set of starter shadowless cards. I've got promos upon promos upon promos upon movie promos. I've got like 4 Mewtwo movie promos, including a Japanese one that I don't think a lot of people have seen. So basically, I've got a pretty decent collection.
What are we doing?
So check it out. And I mean, if you haven't bought Pokemon cards or One Piece or Yu-Gi-Oh or whatever kind of TCG you're into, download Whatnot. Use my link below. If you use my link below, you'll get a Whatnot credit, dude. When you sign up using my link below, get a Whatnot credit. It's basically a free $10. You can get free Pokemon cards on me.
What are we doing?
You don't even need to buy them. You get $10. You get in an auction that's at most 10 cards.
What are we doing?
You're gonna pay a little bit for shipping, but if you get 10 cards from the same live, you inevitably unlock free shipping anyway. So use my code below, sign up for Whatnot, get yourself some pokes. I mean, I've got everything under the sun coming in a major, what's going to be series of videos because A, not all the cards that I ordered are here yet. B, I ordered a bunch of really cool derpy and fan art cards that I want to do a separate video for. I've got graded slabs. I mean, the whole 9 yards. It's kind of like just a big mixed bag that's, worth its weight in gold because it's out. Pikachu!
What are we doing?
And a bunch of Charizards. I got every promo Charizard ever. I mean, it's basically, it's too much. It's a little too much, but at the end of the day, we're bringing the hobby back. Makes you feel like a kid again. We're liveful, we're joyful, and you know what I mean? We're spending a little too much money on Pokemon cards, but half of them were free and like $1. So at the end, it does, you know what I mean?
What are we doing?
Listen, we've got beef now. We've got beef with Sheetz, and I'm not talking about their new street tacos, okay? I'm talking we've got some serious online battling that's probably about to take place. For those of you who don't know, Sheetz has been one of the many few corporations and businesses online and on social media that if you ever need at any point in time a t-shirt, you can just hit up Sheetz and they'll send you a free shirt. It says hashtag SheetzRun. Now, what happens is they're just the same shirt. So like we've gotten multiple. We have like 2 or 3 bright green hashtag SheetzRun shirts in the closet. Guess what? Congratulations. Editor Jeff won his very own Twitter giveaway Sheetz shirt. Now, obviously, the illusion's busted because up until this point, Editor Jeff just thought I was lucky as shit.
What are we doing?
But now he's realizing very quickly that if you just sign up for, I don't know, upwards of 10 to 15 Twitter giveaways a day, you're inevitably going to hit at least once a month. And so, congratulations, Jeff. He got his shirt. He got it in the mail. And it's the same green one everyone gets.
What are we doing?
Now, that's not the problem, okay? Hey, green sheet shirts till we die. You know what I mean? Meg's just had hers on the other day. This is where the problem lies. I'm scrolling on Twitter, and naturally, I see Deandra. And Deandra got a purple Sheetz shirt.
What are we doing?
Now, I reached out to Sheetz. I have no response back yet, but at the end of the day, we can conclude one thing and one thing only. Deandra got one of the good ones, and the Central Pennsylvania Sheetz crew just got the crummy green color. Hey, Sheetz, I want a purple shirt.
What are we doing?
I'm going to be all up in their DMs. I mean, I have to. I want the purple. I want all of the colors. Sheetz now, in order to settle this beef, the only way I'll ever buy 2 chili cheese dogs with raw onions and 3 chicken and or beef street tacos ever again from you, Sheetz, is if you send me every color of the rainbow shirt you have in your inventory. Yes or yes. I know there's 2 colors, so there has to be more.
What are we doing?
We got beef with Sheetz. Listen, I'm telling you, you have the opportunity to make this right. You didn't send me the Halloween costume I requested in the DMs a few months ago. I had to rely on our friends at Chili's for my Halloween costume this year. So no thanks to you. Meg, it's like 2 strike Sheetz. You're almost out for good. I need one of every color. I need the red, orange, blue, indigo, violet, purple, green, rainbow, tie-dye, black and white. I want every single color Sheetz shirt. You know my address. You know my address, Sheetz. You already have it. You sent me multiple green shirts. Let's go with the rainbow.
What are we doing?
And I swear to God, if they respond to my DMs and if I get a 3rd green and only green shirt in a package from Sheetz again, I may or may not lose my cool. Okay? And it's like, look, at the end of the day, by the way, hey, Sheetz, I was hyping you up, fam. Okay? I was just telling my boy Kodak the other day, hey man, you gotta try. He was always obsessed with the Rutter's tacos. I said, you gotta try Sheetz new tacos because they're not only delicioso, they're, on the cheaper side and they're really good. So Kodak, after hyping him up about these Sheetz tacos, goes and get his tacos and gets maybe, I don't know, a teaspoon amount of meat on each one. It was a joke. There's video evidence to prove it. I mean, whoever was working that evening at that Sheetz location did my boy dirty.
What are we doing?
He embarrassed me. You know what I mean? I gave him this recommendation on the good faith that Sheetz would deliver a decent taco to one of my best friends. and it didn't happen. So now I'm just a little perturbed. I'm a little upset. I'm a little on edge. I'm a little not easy with a Sheets Beezy. You know what I'm saying? So it's basically Wawa for the rest of the year. I have to now drive out of my way just to go to Wawa because within a 10 to 5 minute radius of my house, they're closing it. They're closing in a radius. They are building a radius of Sheets around my house, so we are forced to go there no matter what. Every turn you turn in this little teeny tiny town that we live in, they're not only building 3 to 4 active new Sheets, there's 4 to 5 already open active Sheets that aren't planning on closing anytime soon.
What are we doing?
So it's just a monopoly at this point. I mean, at the end of the day, Sheets, you need me on your side. I mean, I'm a Sheets freak. I got the app, I got the points, I get the free stuff all the time. Just it's not at this point. At this point, there's really nothing left that Sheets can lose. I mean, I've sent people into their store. I've got people to sign up for their giveaways. Now you can go and sell Jeff's data. I mean, I think I've proven my worth. Yes or yes?
What are we doing?
I got beef with Sheets. And you know what else? Who else we got? Who else got beef this week? It's Mr. Donald Trump. I mean, the roller coaster ride that this administration is taking all of us on, it's one we didn't sign up for, and about half of us threw up our lunch 3 laps ago.
What are we doing?
And so, listen, prices according to your president. According to Mr. Donald Trump, prices are down, affordability's up. He got gas prices to the lowest price that they've ever been. And now, at the same time as lowering prices on everything else, like who the fuck does he think he's kidding?
What are we doing?
He is now taking credit for what is probably one of the most major advancements of this administration and things that will directly benefit every single United States citizen. Thank God for Donald Trump, because prices at McDonald's are going down, baby.
You may have heard,
Let's
I'm
go.
Also, one of your all-time most loyal customers. I really am.
He really is. He loves
well,
McDonald's.
I think that's good.
And thanks to him,
that's good.
prices
While
like
other
this.
politicians fly around on campaign planes stocked with expensive catering.
We've covered this.
On Trump Force One.
That's right.
Prior to ascending to Air Force One, which is quite a nice plane.
Change
also.
the name.
What
We
are
served
doing?
only McDonald's almost every time. On occasion, we couldn't
can't.
find one, which is pretty hard to believe.
You can't.
We'd go another route. But we really did. You fed us very well. And I even got Bobby Kennedy to eat a Big Mac.
Because that's all he could. This was his
And he
only
told me
option.
he loved it.
Because he had no choice.
He didn't want that publicized. He told me he loved it. I thought,
Hey, listen, so basically on Trump Force One, we've heard this from a few YouTubers who have had access to the plane and travel with Donald Trump when he was doing his whole, you know, I'm a modern kind of guy, go on podcast. I listen to my son Barron, you know what I mean, kind of situation. It's been confirmed, it's factual, folks, that if you are flying on Air Force One, you must eat McDonald's with Donald Trump. You're vegetarian, just eat some French fries. They will not serve you anything else. You cannot request anything else. I think someone at one point in time requested Chick-fil-A. Donald Trump had him thrown off the plane and they had to fly Southwest home.
What are we doing?
I mean, it is a serious situation, folks. This president loves nothing more than a McDonald's cheeseburger. I mean, he was there at the McDonald's Impact Summit. I mean, what the fuck? What even is it? Prices are down. Listen.
Meals and I hear you're recommitting to the affordable options of Americans that we really know and love, all of the items that we love. And
Prices.
I hear that McDonald's is playing a very big
Down.
role in that. We're getting prices down for this country.
That's
and
right.
There's no better leader or advocate
No.
than McDonald's.
That's
And
right.
I believe the next time I'll have to be back here again next year if you get them down enough. Okay.
So you heard that, folks.
What are we doing?
Donald Trump will be back at the McDonald's Summit 2026 if they bring back the dollar menu. And so at the end of the day, they're working on it. And of course, who can forget? Who can forget the iconic 30-minute experience? Donald Trump, he goes to the McDonald's, he works there, he's in the drive-thru, word's out, there's a line of cars everywhere. Of course, we had to bring that story back to light. Listen to this.
No idea. So I made the French fries. The guy was really good. He had a great wrist. He was, sir. He was going like, sir. Yeah.
What?
It was not that easy.
Donald Trump worked with shit at McDonald's.
What are we doing?
That shit. Did Donald Trump work with shit at McDonald's? Did shit work at McDonald's, dude?
Oh.
Guys, reminder that Richard's retirement party's tomorrow. Can I count on you both to be there?
Yeah. It'll be a nice break from all this work.
Look at this, dude. I mean, if Donald Trump is not
So I made the
describing
French fries.
shit,
The guy was really good. He had a great wrist.
Yeah.
Sir.
Yeah.
He was going like, sir.
Shit.
Yeah. Nice. It was not that easy. But I got it sort of finally. Not the greatest, but I get it pouring it in. Asking him all sorts of stupid questions. But it was very interesting. Amazing. A little thing is not, it's a little complex, right? To father and son over there that own a lot. They're very rich people.
So now he's talking about the people in the audience. And these people who are there are, of course, the top owners of McDonald's. So naturally, for those of you who don't know anything about how business works or even a franchising model, 9 times out of 10, yeah, a lot of people will just open one or have a location because that's what they want. It's the retirement and that's what they're doing. And they're just running this one Dunkin' Donuts or Subway or whatever it might be. But a lot of the times, in order to actually profit from the franchises, because believe it or not, the owners that own all of the Subways and everything around here, they don't make a lot of money.
What are we doing?
And they got to be in there working nonstop. So it doesn't really work out for them unless they own multiple locations. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. My man Peter, he owns like 19 Dunkin' Donuts. Okay, so like they're steady cruising just fine. And so naturally, a lot of these people who are here at the McDonald's conference own upwards of like 10, 11, 12 different McDonald's locations. All the ones in our area, they're all owned by like the same family, the same group, the same organization. And so now he's talking to the people of the audience.
Asking him all sorts of stupid questions, but it was
It's
very
so-
interesting.
listen,
Amazing. A little thing is not, it's a little complex, right? To father and son over there that own a lot. They're very rich people. But I'll tell you what, I asked, how many do you have? Sir, I have 59. I said, you're
59
rich.
locations.
But you know, nobody knew in the line. The line was a long line. They had 25,000 people, so somebody let them know we were coming. It was toward the end of the campaign. And after I did the French fries and did some other things, I then stood at the window.
He hated it.
And the people would drive up, a little bored in all fairness. You know,
He hated it.
is, I mean, they're waiting for a hamburger, okay? So they'd drive up like this. They'd look over. Whoa! Every one of them. And it was fascinating. Every one of them, they would, it was, the response was incredible. Almost like I knew I was going to win when I saw that.
That was the moment. That was the moment Donald Trump knew he was going to win the election, when he was busy greeting customers and serving French fries at McDonald's.
What are we doing?
I mean, what a week for Zaddy Trumpets. I mean, if it's not that, it's just this never-ending Epstein roller coaster we're talking about. I mean, at the end of the day, it's just, at this point, it's inevitable. It has to come out. They're being released. Congress voted. I mean, there's 20,000 emails out there now. A lot of people were calling those the Epstein client list and the Epstein documents and the Epstein files, which no one really even knows what that means, by the way. Like, it's not just going to be like a list of names, right? I mean, we're talking about emails, books, text messages, scans, documents, deposit. I mean, it's going to be a mess of a mess when it actually, and if it even does come out, much like the 20,000 emails, everything, it's not just going to be a black and white list of names, and then we're going to be like, boop, okay, FBI, go get them.
What are we doing?
Like, it's not, I don't even, like, what we are going to get will be a heavily redacted names of victims, and probably most likely some of the top, if not most, 1%ers of billionaires and GOPs and political figures in this country will also be redacted. I mean, it's at this point kind of inevitable. I don't really know what the point of having the conversation is anymore. I mean, I'm not on the side of Donald Trump at all. I think it's absolutely hilarious that the president of the United States is directly involved with and was a mark for one of the biggest operations, Mossad kind of type of situation. I mean, Epstein's job was to just basically have dirt on everybody, and I'd say he's pretty much succeeded at that altogether.
What are we doing?
And so, at the end of the day, the rabbit hole just never ends. But at the same time, it'll come out, it'll go away. We've gotten, the document, it's been released. We've been playing the same cat and mouse game every couple of months here for the last few years. So it's kind of, at this point, it's exhausting, but it's kind of one of, I don't know, probably the biggest scandals or cover-ups that we've seen in our lifetime. Listen to this.
So today, the Justice Department now has 30 days to release the full Epstein files.
It comes as President Trump has now signed the bill into law. Our DC Bureau Chief Ben Kennedy is live in Washington with more. Ben?
Nicole and Calvin, the DOJ is now on the clock. They have lasted a month to release the Epstein files that could include some redactions to protect victims. President Trump has signed legislation directing the Department of Justice to release case files on the late convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein.
They need to do so swiftly. The statute calls for, I think it's 30 days. It's not long that they're supposed to make a report and then make these files available, and they need to do that.
The bill, formerly titled the Epstein Files Transparency Act, was passed by both chambers this week, sending it to the Commander-in-Chief's desk, who signed Wednesday evening, with Attorney General Pam Bondi.
We will follow the law.
Sharing that they will comply with the law when it comes to the investigation into Epstein.
We have released over 33,000 Epstein documents to the Hill.
How many
Meanwhile,
more
back
are
at
there?
the White House,
The mayor-elect will be coming to the Oval Office.
President Trump is preparing to meet with incoming New York City Mayor Zoran Mamdani.
I will meet with anyone. I will speak to everyone, so long as it can stand to benefit an economic agenda for New Yorkers.
The 34-year-old socialist
We'll see how
Democrat
that
became
goes.
the first South Asian and Muslim American elected mayor of the Big Apple. On social media, President Trump said Mamdani asked for the meeting, and we have agreed that this meeting will take place in the Oval Office on Friday.
Oh, it's happening right now. Perfect.
That tomorrow we have a communist coming to the White House, because that's who the Democrat Party elected as the mayor of the largest city in the country.
I'll tell you what, this chick, she is the meanest chick on the planet, but it is equally just kind of taken over and vetoed by her absolute hotness.
What are we doing?
I mean, it is one of those situations. Caroline Levitt, gee, god damn.
What are we doing?
Is that it?
In Mamdani and President Trump do not agree on many issues, but he says he plans to use this time to make his case when it comes to the economy and the high cost of living. He says 1 in 4 New Yorkers are currently living in poverty.
Well, but according to Donald Trump, affordability is through the roof, and he's the best president to ever do it.
What are we doing?
That's weird, isn't it? But listen, here's what I'm saying. I need everyone to listen up. I need everyone to listen close. Come on in, zoom in, get real close to my face, okay? I need everyone to just here's the thing. I need everyone to tiptoe around Zaddy trumpets for I don't know, the next 6 to 9 months. Because here's the thing. Amongst all of this, okay, and we're just throwing stuff at the wall now to see what sticks, to kind of see what we can just cover up for the American people. We're now tossing around the idea of these $2,000 stimmy checks. I need everyone to not piss off Donald Trump until he sends those out.
What are we doing?
Let's just stop talking about Epstein until we get the stimmy checks.
What are we doing?
Daddy needs that $4,000, okay? Because I'm automatically claiming Megs because,
What are we doing?
I need more Pokemon cards. And so at the end of the day, we need that. If we can get just Zaddy trumpets through the holidays and into the New Year's happily, and we don't poke the bear too many times, stop talking about Epstein, then maybe he'll eventually inevitably send out those stimmies. So until he does, let's just, as a conch, let's just zip it up, because at the end of the day, we know, okay? Bill Gates was there. Bill Clinton was there. Trump was at the House. Copperfield was there. I mean, it's all the same shit we already know.
What are we doing?
And so now all of a sudden, you know what I mean? They voted 427 to 1. One lonely dude in the United States Senate, Congress, House, whatever, whoever voted, 428 people, one probably Epstein lister voted no. But, you know, at the end of the day, the rest unanimously, for the first time in this country's history, Democrats and Republicans of the House and Senate came together and voted and said, yeah, release the files. So now we have to wait 30 days. Donald Trump signs it. They release the files unless one or two or three things that Donald Trump could claim, national security, gets wrapped up in a court case. So sorry, it's an ongoing investigation. We cannot release these files now.
What are we doing?
So it's up in the air, folks. And at the end of the day, hey, when the Epstein list comes out, your mediocre to average to really extremely kind of shitty life isn't gonna change one bit.
What are we doing?
So I think at the end of the day, what we should do is once we get at least, 20 verified names, once the Epstein list is released and we get names verified and we know who's on it, I say we kidnap all those people, okay? Stick with me. We kidnap them in the middle of the night, broad daylight, throw them in a van. I don't care how you do it. Kidnap them, send them back to Epstein's Island, okay? I think it's for sale right now. I don't know how much it is, probably like $40 or $50 million, who knows? The U.S. government can afford it.
What are we doing?
We just got like an $11 trillion investment from Saudi Arabia, okay? Trump saw what they were doing with the comedy festival. He saw what they were doing with Mr. Beastland. And now Zaddy Trumpets is like, yo, Saudi Arabia, Zaddy wants a bag too. And so now we've got 11 trill on the way, right?
What are we doing?
So we can afford a little measly Beasley $50 billion island, okay? So I think the United States government should spend U.S. taxpayer dollars to rebuy and purchase Epstein's Island, send everyone, maybe including Zaddy Trumpets, maybe not. I'll let them kind of be the judge there. And then to celebrate the launch and release of the new Hunger Games movie trailer and the new movie coming out next year, we do a Hunger Games style Fortnite Last Man Standing wins challenge.
What are we doing?
And whoever comes out on top as the #1 Epstein lister on the island wins the island and has to live there in perpetuity. That is their punishment. They're never allowed to leave the island, and no one's allowed to come visit them. They'll get a staff of like 1 or 2 or 3 people of their choosing, and that's it. No communication, no internet, no nothing. They're exiled to that island to live off of the natural resources or to end their own lives naturally, whichever comes first.
What are we doing?
I think that'd be a good idea. I think it'd be a good, especially in this economic kind of times that we're living in. It's basically a freaking Black Mirror episode every other day in this country anyways. From anamorphic robots to AI grandmas now. I mean, at the end of the day, we are constantly living in these episodic future situations where it's like, you know what? I don't think too many people would be surprised if we actually did end up shipping all of the listers to the island and actually hosted some sort of televised Running Man, Last Man Standing kind of event because, hey, we're sick and twisted in this fucking country.
What are we doing?
But at the end of the day, nothing matters because you know why? Sharknado 7 is in development!
What are we doing?
I mean, talk about the best news of the week. Talk about the best news of the week. Sharknado Origins reveals surprise return for infamous disaster film series with summer 2026 premiere plans. Hello! If you thought that the new Mummy movie starring Brendan Fraser was amazing news, Devil Wears Prada 2 next year, a stupid Moana remake that no one asked for at Disney next year that's, by the way, all CGI animated anyways.
What are we doing?
Like, what the fuck? What is this? And so if you were excited for any of those movies, get hyped, because also on the list for next year, I'm so excited, Sharknado 7, okay? Just when you thought The Asylum, which is the production company who makes the Sharknado movies. I mean, if you haven't seen Sharknado 1, Sharknado 2, Sharknado 3, Sharknado 4, or Sharknado 5, or Sharknado 6, I strongly suggest you figure out where they're streaming or how you can access them and watch immediately. Your life will be changed, I promise. Thank you.
What are we doing?
Just when you thought The Asylum had its fill of shark tornadoes, the B-movie production company reportedly has plans for a Sharknado 7 with the title Sharknado Origins. Listen to this. Details on a surprise new entry in the infamous disaster film series come from Variety, reporting The Asylum has already begun laying the groundwork for a summer 2026 premiere. Productions on Sharknado Origins is set to start with Anthony Ferrante back in the director's chair before the year is out. You can see the first Sharknado Origins poster right here on the screen. After 7 Sharknado movies, including Sharknado 3, oh hell no, Sharknado 4, The Fourth Awakens, and Sharknado 5, Global Swarming, and I think Sharknado 6 was called Sharknado About Time, and it's when they go back in time and stop all of the Sharknados happening during the historic events, like Abe Lincoln, Sharknado during the dinosaurs, Sharknado during the Civil War, Sharknado 10 years ago, and then that would inevitably stop all future Sharknados. I don't know how that then plays into this Sharknado origin, where we are going to follow teenage versions of Finn and his love interest, April. So, interesting. Sharknado Origins is going back to the drawing board with a prequel set before the 2013 movie that started it all, except its story to follow teenage versions of the series regulars, Finn and April, who, just as they began to fall in love, are met with the first ever Sharknado, which would directly negate everything that happened, retcon, like the last film, the 6th one, where there was a Sharknado back during like Abraham Lincoln and dinosaur times. So I'm not sure exactly how that whole thing works.
What are we doing?
Sharknado Origins description teases nothing says young love like airborne predators, so audiences may be in store for more of the tongue-in-cheek tone that carried the TV movies through the 6 installments. The original became one of the most popular B-movie runs of all time, thanks to its creative titles and deeply unserious plot, with its notoriously low budget only adding to the appeal. I mean, are you excited for this? Yes or yes. Okay, this is going to be one of the main movie events of 2026. I mean, if you thought, what, Avengers Doomsday? Is that coming out next year? I don't give a shit. It's Sharknado 7.
What are we doing?
Gives a shit about the 87th Marvel movie. This is Sharknado 7, baby. Okay, we're in our prime. We're ready to go. It's an origin story. It's all new. Welcome back. I mean, I've got The Mummy on my list. I've now got Sharknado 7 on my list. Let's go. So at the end of the day, listen, man, it's crazy because Japan has a bear problem. You wouldn't think that Japan has, you like what, Japan has bears? Yeah, Japan has bears and forests where those bears live in. But at the end of the day, the issue becomes Japan has very strict gun laws, okay? And in order to even get a gun, a lot of times you had to go to the local police, you had to go through the government, and it had to be for like hunting only, and only certain people were allowed to do it and hunt. And they were kind of older. And now that they're dying off, there's not a lot of hunters anymore. And so the bears are now overpopulating and moving into town and attacking the people. So Japan has a bear attack problem. And the only thing that they can do now is lift laws, kind of loosen them on the hunting rifles, and just get more people out there hunting bears so that these attacks kind of stop and go down, because the bears are coming out of the woods, wandering through your trash, and then biting your leg because, the nuts and all the shit that they normally eat in the woods, it's kind of dried up and it's winter season and they'd rather have a chunkier leg than a couple like dry walnuts that fell off a tree. You know what I mean?
What are we doing?
So it's an issue, okay? And the best way to handle this issue is the way that Japan would handle the issue, okay? You need to host a town hall, you need to get people to come watch, and you need to have a demonstration. How do you protect yourself against a bear attack? When you see a bear, what do you do? How do you shoot it? How do you shoot it safely? How do you safely hunt and kill one of these bears with your new rifle without shooting or hurting anyone else? And so naturally, we have to have bear hunting safety courses come via the local Japanese police. And I mean, it's seriously, folks, a serious problem. I'm not even joking. I'm not joking anymore. It's a serious episode today. It's a bear problem. Listen to this.
On the front lines of Japan's efforts to deal with its bear problem.
I mean,
bear attacks are now at record levels in Japan. There have been more than 150 injuries this year alone. And more than a dozen people killed. In rural Japan, people are changing their lives to avoid coming into contact with bears. They're walking around with bear spray. They're wearing bells to scare bears away.
Okay.
And children are no longer walking alone to school anymore. Japan
Your baby
has
will get
made the
eaten.
bear issue a
Your baby will get
national
eaten by a bear
priority.
on the way to school.
It's become such a problem that Japan is now
Serious
looking for
problem in
ways
Japan.
to encourage more people to hunt and to get this problem under control.
Okay.
I'm in a small village in Western Japan where officials are training locals and hunters in how to deal with bear sightings and bear attacks. In the afternoon, they came out here by the banks of this river and simulated a bear sighting.
What? What? I almost
Two hunters who had
spit out my
fake
coffee.
rifles approached the bear, who was played by a local government worker.
Do you see now why, folks, every other country on this planet is superior and way ahead in technology and advancements and just human beings altogether than the United States of America?
What are we doing?
I mean, what is the only logical, logistical way to demonstrate a safe bear hunting demonstration to the elderly people of this small town in Japan than to have one of your own dress up as a black bear and demonstrate how you safely shoot it and take it down? This is what America, we would never do this. We would actually release a real live bear, have it charge at a real life audience, and pray to God that the guy with the rifle actually shoots it and kills it before it mauls someone to death. And then they would, and then it'd be a headline like bear training goes wrong in Columbus, Ohio, like some crazy shit.
What are we doing?
Like, Americans, this is why we're falling behind in the ranks. This is why America is not the #1 country anymore, because we'd never come up with genius shit like this. This is why Japan and China will be winning. I mean, Taiwan, who won China all the way.
What are we doing?
And Japan, I know they're not the same thing, but I mean, they're advanced civilizations over there, okay? Have you ever been to a Japan 7-Eleven? I don't think so.
When the area was deemed safe, they
Wow.
moved in and pretended to shoot the bear.
Holy shit. Look at this. Pretend to shoot. Pop! He's dead. Look at the
Japan's gun laws are famously strict, and it's very difficult to get a gun here. In the past, hunters had to get permission from the local police to shoot bears in residential areas. Now the law has changed so that hunters don't need the permission.
熊による被害を防ぐためには、我々が仕方なく出ていき
It's up to him. He's got to protect everybody.
There are
All the
concerns
people in the
about
village.
allowing people to shoot in residential areas. And many people in Japan want to coexist.
They've got to help him up out of the...
難しいですね。ですから僕は、熊には会っても撃つことはないです。
The bear problem is
We
unlikely
keep
to go away
showing the
anytime
human.
soon.
Oh, he's
Climate
up on
change
2
has
feet.
created-
He got up on 2 feet.
What are we doing?
I swear that we're gonna lose. If there is a World War III, the United States, I mean, we'll be under the control of either Russia or Israel within the next 5 years. I mean, this is
Created a scarcity of the food that the bears eat, like nuts, in the mountains. And so they've been wandering into the residential areas to eat
To find
garbage and other
nuts.
food left by humans.
right.
The decline in population in Japan's rural regions is another major factor.
The
A lot of
bears.
villages and farmland has been emptied out, and so the bears are wandering even closer to where humans live. So many towns see hunters as a key part of the strategy in dealing with bears. But the ranks of hunters in Japan are thinning as they age, and it's becoming increasingly hard to get younger people to take up hunting.
Right.
Efforts like today's training.
Listen, all they have to do to get the young people, hey, listen, right here, to get the young people to actually give a shit about like hunting and going out in real life and shooting the bears, just tell them, put a fucking Fortnite sticker on it.
What are we doing?
Tell them it's just like Fortnite. Tell them it's Call of Duty 6 in real life and they get to go fucking, they shoot the bear in real life. Like they don't want to, they're busy. You're telling me that the young children in Japan would rather play Fortnite than actually go out and get an actual bear? I mean, they could turn it into a rug. They could put it on the wall. Okay. I mean, this is like, it's why you know what I mean? I don't know. They're just probably going to end up shipping them over here. What's going to end up happening is if they can't get hunters to kill them, they're going to catch them. And then the best logistical thing to do with those bears is just let them loose in the United States of America. So now that we have like a national bear problem.
What are we doing?
I don't know. Maybe it's something I would do if I was, you know what I mean? If I had a bear problem, catch them, put them in cages, put them in a truck and send them right on over to America.
What are we doing?
Listen, Post Malone, Posty Wosty. He's been on this country journey for quite some time now. Whether you love it or hate it, it's Post Malone, okay? In our eyes, he can do no wrong. It's Post Malone. And so naturally, with the Country Music Awards this week, the CMAs happened. Jelly Roll shaved his beard, and I'm pretty sure the moment Jelly Roll came out of the bathroom with a clean shaved face, Bunny packed her bags.
What are we doing?
I mean, with the weight loss and everything, Jelly Roll's looking a little, Jelly Roll's looking like a donut with no, like all the jelly fell out.
What are we doing?
Like all the jelly fell out of the roll, and that's what we're like. I'm sorry, no offense. I love the Jelly Roll. I love Jelly Roll. I like his music. It's good music. But at the end of the day, we gotta do something now with this whole like celebrity weight loss, major body transformation, like the Lizzos, Meghan Trainors, the Jelly Rolls, like all of these celebrities that we know that are like collectively overnight, but like, you know, in the last year and a half, losing hundreds and hundreds of pounds. We've got to do something to kind of like bring all that in now. You know what I mean? Like we got money for the Ozemp. We need like that surge, that cosmetic to kind of tighten everything back up.
What are we doing?
Just saying, maybe. I don't know. Maybe that's logistically the next steps. I don't know. But at the end of the day, Country Music Awards, we have to mention, I don't know who won because I really don't give a shit about anyone else. Post Malone wins his first CMA.
What are we doing?
Post Malone has won his first ever CMA award for Musical Event of the Year. Now, I don't really know what that means or what they define a musical event as, but apparently there was a movement, some form of event around the song Pour Me a Drake, Post Malone, featuring Blake Shelton, and it won the CMA award. Now, I don't know why, but they announced this award early on the 19th, and the song was also featured, of course, on Post Malone's album F1 Trillion. The Music Event of the Year award, it's Post Malone's song, and of course, at the CMAs, girl Lainey Wilson also won big. If you don't know who Lainey Wilson is and you're a country music fan, you're probably not, so you should tune in and pay attention. She's the next big female country star. They're calling her the next Shania, the next Taylor Swift. It's Lainey Wilson cleaning up at the CMAs this year. So big year for country music, big year for the charts, big year for AI music, dude. Listen to this. I was just talking to my new friend Bridget. Spoiler alert, new episode of the Tone Tailors podcast coming soon. We've actually got 2 in the bag. 1 more coming on Monday, aka we'll have 3 in the bag. By that point, I've got a lot of work to do. And so at the end of the day, Bridget and I were talking about AI and music, and she was showing me Suno. If you don't know what Suno is, I think I'm saying that right, Suno, I'm pretty sure. It's basically ChatGPT, but for music. You tell it a prompt. You can make it up about anything, like your morning coffee, your business, your brother's basil plant. And within moments, you get anywhere from 30 to 60 seconds of a song that sounds like a freaking top chart banger, dude.
What are we doing?
So I haven't messed around with it yet, but I'm definitely going to. But at the end of the day, we were talking about AI music and how like TikTok and the internet is losing their mind when we find out that some of these artists that we've recently been listening to are just AI artists. Case in point, Haven, I Run, is one of those songs where it's a banger, you know what I mean? Are we gonna get in trouble for playing it? I don't know. But this song, when people found out that it was AI, they kind of had their heads fall off. Listen, I mean, just take a snippet. It's hot, you know what I mean? But it's like all AI and it's chart topping. So what's going to happen next is this. We are going to see one of two things on the charts, Billboard, iTunes, whatever. Within the next 6 to 9 months, if it's not there already, it is going to just essentially be the Drakes and Taylor Swifts and the people that can release albums and every single song will chart. And then they're going to be intermixed with a handful of, whether it's Timberland inspired or not, AI artists.
What are we doing?
Some of the music that you've been listening to on your playlist and on TikTok is 100% AI generated, and you didn't even know. It's to the point now where people and professionals, people like, I don't know, Joe Budden. It's to the point now where Joe Budden who still buys his music because he doesn't believe in streaming and the rights and how basically every artist doesn't make anything off of streaming. So he always buys his music, purchased an album, and then realizing upon hitting buy, the music was 100% AI generated.
What are we doing?
So at the end of the day, I mean, it's kind of cool, but kind of maybe sort of will create a problem within the space of the music industry because one, it's going to be extremely easy for anyone to generate music now. So of course, naturally, that whole space will be flooded, much like now all of the images and videos on TikTok and everything else is just AI slop. So at the end of the day, so will be the Spotify playlist. And it's only probably going to get worse. Okay, so buckle up because the creativity, everything going on with Sora and now Suno and ChatGPT, all of that mixed together, if you have a basic understanding of how to use it, it's going to become a very powerful tool for anyone who needs to be creative, anyone who's running a business, and anyone who needs to stay and get ahead of any and all industry trends.
What are we doing?
I mean, if you are not, whether you are a marketer, an artist, I mean, I've talked to so many artists, club owners, business owners who are like, yeah, AI, ChatGPT doesn't belong in the music industry. I'm not a fan. And then whoop, on a 180 flip, just the other day, talked to someone who is that of a younger generation and they are using it nonstop.
What are we doing?
So, I mean, folks, get with it. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, the AI, it's taken over and human content, face-to-face, actual people, human-generated content will inevitably have to be verified via the blockchain, just like crypto transactions and NFTs and all that shit. Because everything else, 99.9% of it's just going to be AI slop. So buckle up because we're here. It's happening. It's now. And if you're a parent right now and your child is of age of 10 years or younger, in your lifetime as a parent, you are going to have to decide. You are going to have to talk to your spouse, your family doctor, and everyone else you know to get their opinions on whether or not, hey, Are we going to chip the kids?
What are we doing?
Because once the Elon Musk Neuralink goes mainstream, we've got like 4 or 5 people on it now. I don't know. Elon might be on it. How does he do everything every day all at once? It would make sense if he was chipped. So at the end of the day, once those kind of inevitably get pumped out of the production line and like hundreds of thousands of people are just getting them, you're going to have to decide, do you want your kid to fall behind, or do you want your kid to have access to knowledge nonstop 24/7 with a chip in their head that lets them do anything they want via technology ever?
What are we doing?
You gonna chip your kid? Ladies and gentlemen, my name's Levi McCurdy. This has been another episode of the What Are We Doing podcast. Thank you so much for joining me this week. If you haven't done so already, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and that will help out our algorithm and numbers drastically. And if you are at all interested in or a fan of or just want to see some really cool Pokemon art and Pokemon cards, check out our bonus episode this week. I know a few weeks ago our bonus episode was a little on the serious side. And by the way, as a quick update, Field of Screams Part 2 still coming soon. Just be on the lookout for that. I've been busy, but we're going to get all of that scheduled and worked out very soon. Definitely before the end of the year, definitely before Christmas, definitely before the holidays. But at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, please, I think I won't see you again probably until Black Friday. Have an incredible Thanksgiving. Be safe if you're traveling. Say hi to the family. And when you're asked what you're thankful for this year at the Thanksgiving table, say nothing less than Donald Trump and his connection to Jeffrey Epstein.
What are we doing?